That you're going to learn really, really quick is that it as a game has a tendency of having weird lobby times. So let me turn this on and make sure that the game's streaming. Hey, yeah, it is. Look at that. It's so clean, so neat. And so, yep, Aaron's seeing it. I'm seeing it there. Everything looks good. I will not change screen sizes this time. It's very important. It's very, very important, guys. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. Once again, won't be wearing paws on this one. So, uh-oh. I didn't do it, man. I'm not black, I'm red. I don't have to worry, right? Man. That was low. Alright, so... Anyways, alright, so let's see. Seriously, man, I really hope that as far as that whole thing goes, like, we can move beyond that shit at some point. No mean to swear, but it is very nasty, and I really don't like. It's like I really don't like it as a thing. It's like it shouldn't be a thing. Anyway, off of that, so let's go to multiplayer skirmish. So, got to navigate. Entered the room. Or is it searching or find game? Hey, we got 3 people already. Good. So this is the whole thing about this is that finding 4 players is not an easy thing to do. So, but the cool thing is that while you are searching, you can go and look at the single player thing. So while we are waiting, and it'll warn me when it comes up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say new game. And I'm going to say okay. So I'll kind of go over certain things about this game. So I could choose my dice, since I was a backer. So this one, unlike the Undertale or Tales or whatever one, I have some experience with. So I won't be running around blind and being a doofus, which is always useful. So I can use, now I'm not ruining the magics here. I got itches. Oh, it's terrible when you get itches. You have no idea how many times I have to censor videos because of that crap. But I'm doing it live, so I can't do that here. Early access dice, Kickstarter dice, Bandit Clan dice. I don't have many of the unlockables, and the reason I don't have many of the unlockables is because I don't play the game all that often. It's not something I play, like I played it, I used to play all the time when it first came out, and I was crazy about it, and then kind of went doing it. So, ones I like to play is her. I found I like her as a character. And I always like Barnaby, just personality-wise. He's got long ears. I like long ears. Like, every character has their strengths that I like. There's certain ones I don't care for all too much. But they all have their different strengths and weaknesses, and that's the important thing. So, you can see these 4 stats here. You got your fight, your body, your wits, and your spirit. Now, each of these attributes, if you haven't played this game before, determines certain aspects of the game. Fight determines how many dice you can roll during a combat. Wits determines how many dice you can roll during a trap, so it helps you get out of traps, but it also determines how many cards you can draw at the beginning of the turn. One of the critiques about this game is that it's pretty luck-based, because it determines you have rolls and you have card draws, and because those aspects, you know, the results of those particular things can really have a major impact on the game. But the important thing to know is that the idea behind the game is to try to manipulate luck to the point where it's a skill. Because you start off with basically not much, and you have to go around the board and try to plan out little strategies that you think will push luck into your favor, while trying to accomplish your goals, of which there are 4 main goals. But there's really like 3 main goals, because one of the goals is confliction with one another. So there's 4 ways you can really win the game. One is a prestige victory, and that is you'll get. I guess I might as well just start a new single-player game while we wait, right? Sure. So I'll start a new single-player game and kind of explain along the way. I like this one. And I like a little body. So this is going to start a single-player game. This is not the multiplayer game. I was going to play a multiplayer one at the end of the tide. Yes. So that's the king. King takes 1 heart of damage at the beginning of each dawn. Each turn, there's 1 turn per day or night cycle. It starts me off with trying to figure out like what quest I want to go on. Now, depending on what the stuffs are, is like what you might want to go for. So in battle, +1 sword, +1 shield for first cards equipped with these symbols. +1 sword/shield for... What does that even mean? I guess it's the first card in your equipment slot. They changed that. Like that was changed. Like that's the thing, this game changes a little bit sometimes. That used to be like, you got 1 +1 sword and shield for like every sword you had or something like that. It was really broken, I think, and that might be why they brought it back a bit. But anyways, because my attack, like basically, these are what I call quests. So basically, you'll go on a quest and a quest will pop up, usually about 2 turns away, the first one will be. But it'll pop up somewhere on the board and you want to go to it. Now, each of these rewards, these are basically the rewards that you can get if you challenge the thing. The Spirit Stone helps the Spirit Stone victory. You will have a companion and you'll have a special rare item. Which apparently the Royal Banner is a rare item now, which it wasn't before. They keep changing things, man. So basically I have 5 fight, I have 5 body, 4 wits, and 3 spirit. So basically if I take a spirit, then I'm only have a 30% chance of getting a blacksmith. And if I have like a spirit stone here, I'll have a 50% chance of getting a spirit stone. For wits, I'll have a 40% chance. So because this is the highest chance, and because I have a good attack power, like if I want to go for the Spirit Stone victory, this would be a good way. Now, as I said, there's 4 different victory routes you could take. You could either try and kill the king in combat. You can get a Spirit Stone victory, which means you collect 4 Spirit Stones and then you touch the king and you don't have to combat him and you automatically win. Which is like the Puritan route. Then there's the Rot route, which is the opposite of that. You cannot go for both at the same time. You can either go for a Spirit Stone. They're kind of opposing. Because if you go for the Rot victory, there's certain dangers about collecting Spirit Stones. Because Spirit Stones will, it's really hard to explain. I guess I should just like go. It's easier to just go, I guess. I don't know what's taking it so long to find a multiplayer game. So the quest for me just popped up here. So what I said, it's like 2 turns away. So you get 3 moves typically. So you get to move 3 spaces. So I'm either going to move up and around this way, or I'm going to move up and around this way. So this will do 1 damage of health. So because this does 1 damage of health, I'm going to go around to the left. So basically that's it. Now I also should look at my cards to see what I want to do. I have a rot. So if I'm going for that, I don't want to use that really, because if I'm going for spirit stones, don't want to really do that. In battle, opponents have 2 dice until end of next turn. That's useful. Now I want to use this before sunset. Here's a little bit of advice. I want to use this before sunset, but not too early in my turn, because if I use this right now, it's going to count my end of my next turn. Actually, it'll count it either way, I guess. I guess I don't have to be fancy. -1. So you get mana. How much? 1. Yeah. You get as much mana as you have spirit. So I have 3 mana at the beginning of each turn. Now it replenishes at sunset, which is what I was trying to do with the fancy thing in my mind. Oh no! Yeah, follow me around. Sure. If you want to. Jerk. So... Yeah. It's a good thing I didn't go that way. Are we there yet, dude? Come on, find that last dude. We only need one more dude to find. If I finish the single player game before the multiplayer game, I'm gonna have to apologize deeply. So what's this one do? -1 action points, -2 cards from target's hand. That's for forests. So I have stealth at night. That's my little special ability. Like, that means no one can see me. No! Don't move towards the quest. Already being funny. Alright, so we're gonna go for an item. Sure. Yeah. Oh, thank you. That was actually quite useful. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is so good. Man, I picked the right path already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this quest and hope I make that. So it's strength, right? Do I have anything that can boost strength? I don't. So we're going to have to go 50-50. Flip a coin. So basically, if I fail, like, it'll give me a 50 shot of doing it and a 50 shot of not. If I fail, I'll lose 2 health. If I get it, I'll get a spirit stone. If I get a spirit stone... Yes! Yes! Yosh! So, what you're going to see is fortune and luck favoring my just dumb luck. So I'm going to grab this too. So I got 2 spirit stones in 1 turn. That's OP, son. So, I have... this thing here, so I'm gonna play it here and play to settlement, forest, plains, and I'm gonna play this one here, and that shall be a turn. So come at me, Foxy. So right now she's falling for my trap, so she's got to fight through that. If she fails, then she loses 2 health. Yep, and loses 2 action. Oh, she's going for another one. Is she gonna die by my trap? That would be stupid. You're gonna die by my trap. Oh, nope. Alright, shit. Yeah, it did work. Oh. Ah! And have... Wow! I was nice to her. Anyways. Spirit Stone would be Wisdom. Masquerade Mask, +1 wits during the day, +1 spirit at night. That's actually quite interesting. Was that spirit? I don't have much spirit. +2 peril dice. I'm gonna go for wits because I do need extra cards, and I might as well just keep going Spirit Stone. So the path to that is going to be obviously to the north. This also is a pretty good area because it might spawn another one of those Spirit Stones, and there's 2 stone circles right there, which is good. Hey, and I'm Prestige Leader too. Ain't that a hoot? So I get to dictate. The king's madness is apparent. All heroes swap their hands with another person. Sure, that's cool. King's decreed that taxes are due. Pay the king 2 gold. If you can't pay it, then -1 prestige. I'm gonna switch my hands out. Someone else can have those cards. I don't want no Cub's blood. I got a throwing axe. Oh, I got a throwing axe. Is that lady still alive? And if she is she near me so I can kill her? That's just mean. If it's out of my way, I'm not gonna do it, but... So, I have 1 magic, but I might as well draw a magic card. That's fair. Gonna draw an item card, +1 gold after every dungeon explore. Ooh, that's nice. Dice will not explode. Okay. Well, I have 1 gold, right? No, I have 2 gold. And am I near... So if I hit the 1, 2... Oh, she died. Okay, 3 and 4 keys. You can kind of move your thing around and see who is where. If you hit the Q key, you could find your quest. So basically, I'm going to put on my torch because that's useful, especially since I don't have much gold. And there's not a lot of villages, so... 2 magic? I only have 1 magic. And I probably should have saved that. Well, no, it's fine. If she comes at me, I might be in trouble. If what's her face? But I do have some nice, like if she comes at me, then I could probably just burn the sword cards and the immolation card. See, that's a new concept too, fortifying. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's going after Mercurio, actually. So, this is combat. Mercurio is evading, which means all of his dice goes to defense. So basically, there's rollings, like swords count as attack and shields count as defense, but because he's evading it, both goes to that. The trees are wilds, which will give you an attack plus a fresh roll, which you just saw there. So he had more defense than she did offense, so he ran away. And that's how evading works. It basically gives you a chance to not take damage, but you will not do any damage to your opponent. Like, there's no chance to do any attack damage. Oh my gosh. What is this game? What is this game? I'm hoping I don't find a multiplayer one, just because, holy cow. Like, all the pieces are lining up, man. Alright, so... I have fresh spells, so I'm gonna... Cool, alright. So, once again, I'm going to... wisdom, right? Do I have anything that will increase wisdom? No. So this is a higher risk, but might be worth it. Go for it. 40%? What are those odds? Nope. See, that would have been too good. Like, that would have been 2 turns and I would have had all 4 Spirit Stones. That would have been probably the best you could ever hope for, because I'm already going to have 3. And... that is crazy. Having 3 on turn 2 is crazy, guys. I don't know if you know that. Having 3 by, like, mid-game is good. Having 3 turn 2 is, like, insane. So let's see. Where can I play that? I can't read it. I'm too old. Play on dungeon or plains. And it does 2 damage at night, so... Well, I'm gonna dump it, I think. That's instant. And I think that's it for my turn. Quest. Now, even though I did lose health, you still, like, when you choose a quest, by the way, I didn't tell you that, when you choose a quest that does an attribute, it increases that attribute on the level up. So basically, when you complete a quest, you quote-unquote level up. So the wits, even though it was 4 when I did that, it went up to 5, and when I did the first quest, my fight went up to 6. So basically, if you choose a stat that you're terrible at, it'll increase the stat you're terrible at, but it will also help you increase on that. So what's this one? Baneblade. No, it's darkness. I don't like darkness. And that one's blacksmith. Why not? Let's go for spirit stones. I need more wisdom anyway. And that's on a... Oh, we're fighting. See, Lucario attacked her that time, so he doesn't evade. So everyone does the damage and everyone does the defense, and so it's not like one attacks first or not. They both attack simultaneously. Lucario just killed off the wolf. And that's how that works. So she's encountering the peril that I just dropped, which I guess it's a good thing I dropped it there. And it's nighttime, right? She's got pretty good odds of getting through it, though. But she failed, so she takes 2 health damage right out the gate. Yeah. Oh, and she's going to attack me. I don't know if she knew I was there. So since she didn't see me, it's called ambush. So basically, you can burn your cards at the beginning of the battle to give yourself some benefits. So I just burned those 2. It's basically the card up here. Since this is a sun and it's nighttime, I don't want to do that because it'll do absolutely nothing. Unless I wanted to get rid of that card. Alright, so I'm doing 5 damage, taking 3 damage. She almost killed me, but I killed her first. And River is not having a good time. She died twice in one night. And... oh wait, Lucario died. The reason he died is because he has some rot on him, and every time you have... if you have even 1 rot, which is this bottom right corner thing, you will take 1 damage. Because the king has rot, and he takes 1 damage every day. So... it's the same thing. If you were even touched by the rot a little bit, you will take 1 damage. Having a little bit of rot is not good. You want to have a lot of rot, and that's the rot victory. And those are rare. And let's see, the king hires mercenaries to bolster control of his settlements across the kingdom. Demands a bloodbath. Bounties are worth now 1 gold and 1 prestige until the end of the game. I like bounties. Bounties are nice. I don't know if my multiplayer game's going to happen tonight. This is the one bad thing about Armello, and I think it's kind of a thing where you need, like, to plan out players and stuff like that. And I think that I would like to see, you know, kind of games that come together. And so these are 2 NPCs. These are Banes. These are Kingsguard. They don't have cards, but they're just kind of like people on the board that move around. The King's Guards moves around during the day when daylight comes. The Banes move around at night, and they spawn at night. They spawn from dungeons. So there's like a bunch of rules for each little thing in this game, and as you learn the rules, you get oh, that's not bad. 2 gold and 2 things. So trickery. Remove a follower. Ooh, what's this? In battle, burn a rot to make all sword swords gain poison. Oh, that's interesting. But the cost of this is 1 rot, which means that if I put this card on myself, then I will have a rot. So, that's pretty freaking good. But it costs money and not magic, so it's kind of a weird place for that kind of card. But see, I'm almost dead. So if I move back here, I'm gonna die. So what I gotta do is I'm gonna run on to. Am I gonna risk? How many turns? So here's where turn counting comes into play. Since this is not a multiplayer game, I could take my time with it. But you gotta get good at counting really quick. I can't move in this direction because that's death. Well, I can if I want to kill myself, but then I lose 1 prestige. So basically, I could like jump to here if I wanted to. If I want to kill myself and jump to there, I could do that. And it might actually be in my best interest to do that, actually. Well, this is an equipable item, and I have 2 gold, so I might as well equip that. But I think the right course of action is killing myself here. Because I think I have 3 prestige, so I will lose a prestige if I kill myself. Because that's embarrassing, right? So we have 1, he has 0, she has 0. So I'm quite comfortable with doing that. Because there's not much I can do. Because if I move by living, I'll go over here, and then I'll go down here, and then I'll go around here, and then eventually get there. But if I kill myself, I'll be here, then I move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I'll be 2 turns away from it without having to do that. So, what the heck. Bye, cruel world. Strange behavior. But it's tactical. It's a tactical death. Oh, she got a rare card. By the way, you can also look at, while you're waiting, you can also look at your opponent's stats and stuff like that. You can also look at their equipment, which is actually a very good idea, especially in longer multiplayer games where you're waiting on things to do. Where is it? Here it is, inventory. So see how I just have those 2 things? This is like what they have, so he's got this follower and this thing. And this is actually very important information because looks like this is Mercurio. So getting into a fight with Mercurio could be troublesome. And she's also got a bunch of stuff. They all have kind of weakish items, but they're okay. But they're not like top tier. They're kind of like, but they still have more of it than I do. So, whoa, she disappeared. Where'd she go? Click 4. Oh, nice. She's right in front of my face. So, and where's the? Is it gonna appear? I don't think a thing appeared. Or then where is it then? Because there's gotta be one out here. Right? Because usually there's one. There's usually a thing spawned. But I don't see the Spirit Stone. Must be because I got 2 of them in a row and I got them real quick. It kind of is holding off. That might be possible. Because usually it spawns it like right when night comes around. Whoa. Okay, so this town's terrorized. Alright, so let's see. In 1 sword and 1 die. That's expensive, but it's very, very useful. So I'm gonna go to the left, and I'm gonna get 1 gold for this. Oops. And it pushed me back. But I'm still 1 turn away. But I gotta fight the guy to get to there. So this makes things interesting. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and see what these two do. Because depending on what these two do, I may or may not have to fight these Banes. So, let's see, Right of the Wild. -1 health per rock. She had 2 rot. He's encountering a peril. +1 rot, poisoned until the end of next turn. Now, if you're going for a rot thing, here's a side effect of that card. Is that if you instantly play it onto a village, it instantly does the effect to it. Now, if you can wait a turn, and because you'll poison you, you can get 2 rot like instantly if you play that on yourself. So if you are going for a rot sort of fight, then doing that is actually very, very recommended. I do that. I did that a lot, especially if you get multiple of them. I think they're rarish, but if you get multiple of those cards, you can go, I'm gonna rot, and I'm gonna rot, and I'm gonna do that twice. Let's see. Oh, this is getting nowhere fast. So, unfortunately, River didn't fight off the Bane. The Bane fought her off, unless she wants to go for it again, which she might. She's still got moves. Yep. Now her ability is doing 1 damage as she attacks in combat. So she does 1 heart of damage before entering combat. Now this makes her very dangerous with the king, especially at the final turn, because she can enter the castle and then move 1 space and can defeat the king without even entering combat. Okay, so River just decided to kill that thing, but she's heavily weakened too, so she has 1 more move though. So she's gonna stand in my way because she's got her quest there, which just so happens. And she didn't have any rot on her, so okay, I get to choose. Each hero is stripped of 1 randomly equipped item. If no equipped, then -2 prestige. King orders his guards to march to their nearest settlement and terrorize them. Well, I don't have any settlements, but when things get terrorized, there's a possibility that people can get prestige and catch up to me. So I'm going to do a royal acquisition because I don't have any good items on me, so he can take whatever he wants. So basically, he's taking 1 item from each of us. You're going to see... No, it doesn't show. Didn't animate it. So he took the torch from me, so I'm not going to get a gold for going onto there. Let's see. So I do have 2. Oh. Oh, the King's Guard is moving. So what I'm going to do is, because she's in 1, I'm not even going to wait. Yeah, you're gone. Sorry. Sorry, Wolfie. So you can play those anytime you want. And I decided to play it then, because I'm going to do it anyway. Basically, that was emulation, which is for like 2 magic. You could do. I would have done 3 damage to her if she stood here, 2 damage here, and 1 damage here. So she only had 1 heart left. So let's see. I have 1 magic left and no magic. I have like no magic. So let's do that. And let's hope that I can get through this. There we go. Ah, how much gold do I have? 4. Ooh, guess what I'm putting on. It's a good thing I didn't put that on before the king started taking stuff away. And then that, and then I need like wisdom of some sort, but I don't think I have. I gotta survive this first. Ooh. -1 mag. Why the heck not? I'm not gonna use that anyway. Did get a nice wizard. So yeah. Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to end the turn. Need a spirit stone. Blacksmith. Yeah, I'm going with spirit stone. Like those, that follower and that thing doesn't. Okay, that one's further away. So she's attacking a guard. Isn't that nice of her? Dirty rotten thieves. Dirty rotten thieves. You murderer! He murdered you back. And they both died. You're all dead. Macario's drawing. So which way I gotta go here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Both ways are kind of terrible, but I'm gonna have to choose one. I'm probably gonna go through the Bane and around. So 1, 2, 3. Oh! 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 Never mind. I'm going the other way. I don't care about your stupid quest. I have 0 gold and 4 magic, so I might want to draw a magic card. Removes 1 rot, cures 1 poison. Sorry, I even have to show my hands for this one. This is good. This is really good, guys. And you don't know why? Because here's the thing. This card here, this card will give me 1 rot, right? So I took this thing on. I gain a rot. I say, I hate you. I don't want that rot. Go away, rot. So I just gave myself a free poison dagger. And now I'm going to go over here and grab this spirit stone. I have all 4 spirit stones, which means that I can go in, attack the king, and have fun. So I have 5 wits and 4 things. So what I've got to do at this point is go for the wits thing. And so what I'm going to do, I have a full health, so I might as well come back here. And 3 magic still, because I have the apprentice, so I can like use magic really crazy. I wonder if I could haste. I wonder if it counts. I doubt it, but I can give it a shot. Actually, I don't need to do that now. You gonna attack me, bro? I got paranoid. I'm like, I better put that on. Just in case. Just in case. Nope, you get the follower to follow you anywhere she goes. Ooh, Macario versus the Thief. Let's see how this one rolls. Ah, get it? How it rolls. How it rolls? So basically that was all their little benefits and stuff like that. Ooh, they're burning cards. Watch it. Alright, so Macario's got some pretty good defense. So she's going to take 2 damage. Yep. Now the cool thing about it is that there's a rot die side and there's a rot die side. Now his little special thing is stealing a coin every time he steals a settlement from someone. So he essentially just took a piece. Not only did he beat her in combat, but he stole a piece of gold from her. So Macario, like, you want to steal, you want to get settlements with Macario. Also, having a lot of settlements to your name also makes trickery cards cheaper. Like, after you have one settlement, so for every settlement after your first settlement, you lose one cost of your trickery cards. So, if you got, like, all the villages, you can start getting trickeries for free. Except for, like, if they cost money. I mean, I don't think these ones will be affected. But, that's... You're too late, Rat. I already took that. Yeah, so... How much money do I have? 0? I have $0. $0. The interesting thing about my equipment is, like, I don't even need it. I guess I might, actually. Ah! I just hoodwinked him. She's gonna fight a Bane. So fighting a Bane will, if you beat a Bane, you will get 1 prestige. If you lose against the Bane, you will get 1 rot. Now, because she has 0 rot, there's no real fanciness to it, but the rot is a very interesting thing when you get going with it, because... Ooh! See, now here's the fun thing. You know the trees that act as a attack and a free roll for us? For the Banes and anyone who's corrupted, it's actually the opposite. The worms are a free roll and attack, but the trees, like, turn into nothing. Become dust as it is. Dust to dust, worms to worms. So let's see. Dark storms. The beacon conjures up dark storms, dropping lightning strikes across the kingdom. Kingdoms brought dark omen to Armello. Every hero gains +1 rot. I would rather have thunder. Bring the thunder. Actually, I don't know why I even bothered. Like, having 1 rot wouldn't really faze me. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. I'd rather have the rot now. Okay, but it is daytime and they are moving. You didn't move, you little... Okay, let me pull up a trick. Steal 1 prestige from each player. Ooh, but it's way too expensive. See, that's the thing. Like, this is the kind of thing where Game of Thrones, like, that's a really expensive card, but if you had a lot of villages, then it would become cheaper. So you wouldn't have to, basically, it really works better if you have that kind of a thing going on. Gains evade till the end of the next turn, but it's free. Plus, after battles, +1 health per wound inflicted until the end of the turn. Alright. Well, I'm going to... +3. That gives me 4. Now, I'm gonna risk the lightning. Let's see. I need a sword, a shield, and a sun. So the sword. I'm not gonna risk that. And I get shot. That's fine. Oh, I lose my turn? Well, fine. So he's evading, putting out their card in their equipment. So he's already got 3 shields. He evaded. Now evades get to run away in whatever random direction they want to, instead of retreating, which is usually they come back the way they came, or they go back like in a straight line from where their butt is facing. Oh, regeneration. Oh, you two stop fighting. So the fox was invisible, so she must have some thing to keep her invisible on settlements?
Yep.
So she was in stealth because she was on a settlement because of this ring. So that was the equipment that you put on at the beginning of the thing. Mine has swords exploding or something like that. I think that was mine. So how many coins do I have now? 4 still? I still have 4. I'm not going to get a Game of Thrones. And I'm already leading prestige, so I don't really care. So she's doing that. So she's going to roll her wits against this thing. So she's getting a -1 prestige per claim settlement. Oh, she's trying to enter the castle. Now she's rolling on her spirit. Got pretty good odds. Okay odds, terrible odds. No good. So I need like a false orders or something. That would be perfect. I have 4 spirit, and I have like 1 thing here, and I have 4 gold, so I can get trickery. Nope, no good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Battle Lust on me, and I'm not going to put Evade on myself, but I will put Evade on me. No, I'm not going to do that. I need to stand my ground. I'm going to try doing that to myself after I get in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and attack this thing. So I'm going to enter the palace. So there's 2 things I got to do. 1, I got to fight off this guard because he was a stupid jerk and he didn't want to move. So I'm going to have to move him. Okay. So I'm going to burn you. I'm going to burn you. I'm going to burn you. And I'm going to roll. I need some defense. Nope. Or I can kill him. Well, killing him's fine. Die. Now I've got to beat the thing. But I've already burned all my cards. So may not be good, but let fate decide. Yeah! Fate says, I'm in. So I got in the castle. Now, to test this. So because I moved into the castle, it took all my AP. So that gives the players a chance to rebuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this haste to myself and see if that works. Nope. So it doesn't work on turn. So it only works on your next 2 turns. That's probably to prevent that from happening. But there is ways you can try to get yourself to move 2 turns in a row. You can take the king out in 1 turn in 2 instances. If you have the card Tactician, which is a trickery card, or if you have Red Hot Wine, which is an item. Red Hot Wine will do 1 point of damage to yourself, but you can move 1 more action point. Basically, the 2 cards add an action point so that you can move 1 more time. If you play it to yourself after entering the castle, then you can attack or touch the king in the same turn as entering the castle, which most of the time you can't do because it gives the players a chance to kind of rebuff you if they're in the area. But if none of the players decide to attack me in this next turn, then I won the game by a Spirit Stone victory because I will touch the king. And this is actually pretty early on in the game. I want to see how much health the king has left. The fact that I got 3 Spirit Stones in like 2 turns and in a day is crazy good. And I'm glad I chose that route. Another good thing to be aware of is that if you notice how there's a lot of stone circles near where my character is. If you see that, like, if you have a chance to, look around the map a bit before you start the game. Because then you can go, well, if there's a lot of, like, dungeons around you, you may want to go rot, because there's going to be a lot of these guys spawning near you. If you're near a lot of stone circles, then you may want to go the spirit route. Basically, the one choice you have is going spirit or... do you want to go spirit or do you want to go... Ow. I think they both died. Yep, so what happened there is she gained a rot, and she didn't gain any prestige because of that. So, at this point, as long as... I gotta survive the onslaught of the king's men, too. Spread dissent, all settlements across become terrorized, the king has grievously poisoned every hero. Pay 4 gold to have the antidote. Sure. It's Armello care. You're poisoned. You're poisoned. And you're poor. And I gotta survive both. Dang it, I gotta survive both. This is not fair. Shit. So I might have called it a little too soon. I might have done the whole calling it before it's defense. Yes! Take that, stupid guard. Now I gotta survive the other one. I am the king of Armello. I am the queen of Armello. I'm playing a female character. Don't judge me. She's badass, alright? I don't care what gender she is. She's badass. She's a badass rat. Defense. No! Woo! That, okay. No! God, fuck. I forgot that if you lose, you get pushed out. So how did I gain 4 health? Alright, so... now I get that. So what I'm going to do... now, because it's going to become nighttime next turn, what you're going to have happen is the guards aren't going to move this time. So if they don't attack me, and I'm not going to call it early again, because I remember what happened last time I did that. Does he finally get rid of his partner? Nope. He's a fan. That person's a fan, man. That mysterious stranger is very much your fan. You will never get rid of them. They are like, I'm gonna follow you around forever and ever. Forever and ever. 2 health and blown off the mountain. Whee! You're having a bad time of it, River. I'm going to stealth up before I kill you. So he's got 3 health left, so he's pretty freaking healthy still. Like, we're actually, what? So that means, how many turns do we have left? So every day he loses 1 heart. If he dies of natural causes, the person with prestige wins, who is me anyway. But basically I win at this point. So I got very, very lucky in this one, and it was a very fun game. I don't, like, this is what I'm talking about with Armello and multiplayer. Like, unless you have it planned, and unless you plan it with somebody and have plans with friends and stuff like that, you rarely ever get something that actually works. And unfortunately, that didn't happen this time, so I'm going to win this game and call it a night. But I hope you enjoyed anyway. So, hopefully next time, if I ever play this again or do anything like that, you know, obviously, if I'm like, this is the thing, I review games here, so, and I kind of give a little playthrough and stuff like that. Some of the things I really like about this game is that it does have that very game boardy feel, and it very much has the feeling of some strategy with some luck behind it. And the strategy and the strategizing that you do very much ties away with, you know, trying to make it so that luck is no longer a factor. Like thinking about what the probabilities of things are and kind of trying to play the board towards your luck. That being said, there is a very much a luck factor, and if you don't get into it and don't understand how those factors work, you're going to have a bad time. Especially if you don't like anything luck-based in your games. But it is a very fun game, and like you can, as soon as you understand its concepts, which takes about 1 or 2 or 3 games to understand kind of exactly what's going on, but it's so well animated and things kind of show you what is happening, and you kind of get it after playing a few times, just like any board game, really. But that being said, I really like it. There's some critiques I have about the game. One, there's no spectator mode. If that's kind of something they probably should be working on. If they want people to be entertained by this kind of thing, if they wanted to do that, like, yeah, we have Twitch, but the issue is that Twitch can only go so far when you're talking about, you know, trying to get a competitive sort of game going. It's a 4-way competitive game, and doing this kind of thing where you know, don't, like, as a person who wants to watch your friends play it, you can go on Twitch, but you're going to seeing it from the one person's perspective, if instead of like an overall perspective, an audience perspective. And obviously the game would have to get more popularized and probably should have a lot more people playing it. See this here? Yeah, you have to make your game a little more popular before you can go about doing that, right? So, yeah. But it's something to keep in mind for the future. More importantly, one other critique I would have is the issue that if I go into this, these guys are on the same flag. So these guys run the same flag. 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 And all 4 of these guys run the same flag. So when you're playing a multiplayer game and somebody takes basically a settlement, like the flag is identical in all 4 instances. Which I can understand why you'd want to do that, but it also is weird because let's say I have a multiplayer game with all 4 bandits here, and like we have settlements captured on the board. At a quick glance of the board, you're not going to be able to tell whose settlement's owned by who. You can hold the mouse over the settlement and it will show you, like, this is who owns it. But in a game where it's like, you need to have quick reading, like when you're looking at a board, you need to be able to quick things. Now, when it was just these 4 characters, when it was just him, and her, him, her, and her, it was very much clear, like, who was owning what, and it felt like there was a balance there, and that you could kind of see things and stuff like that. So, you know, maybe having something, I don't know what it would be, I'm not an artist or anything, but something to distinguish the banners when it's one versus the other. Maybe just the shape of the banner or something. But then again, the shapes of the banners seem to be dictated by, they kind of each have their own shapes. So it's something that, you know, would signal to somebody watching the game really more quickly than just, you know, having that sort of thing. But I think the game continues to improve. There was, you know, they had a bunch of these cool little dice thingies to try and get themselves more income. Basically, it's their kind of microtransaction kind of thing going on for nerds if they want to do the dice thing. But there's also, you could play and gain dice too. So, like, this is my inventory. I played one multiplayer game since they introduced it. But you can either, you know, buy crates and keys and, you know, unlock dice, or do that kind of a thing. So that's kind of their little incentive to try to get people to play the game and get people to pay money, one or the other, because both ways support them. So this is the card gallery, and you can see all the different cards you can get, and new cards. Ooh, the poison dagger. So let me put that on. So in essence, like, there's all these different cards and they all do different things. Obviously, because that's what cards do. And I got some missing. I used to have this filled out, and then it's like, oh, we added more cards. It's like, yay! So, anyways, I'm gonna call it a night, because I've been in this thing for a while, and I'm sweating a bit. So, let's see. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you had enjoyed yourselves. And that's going to be it for today. And thank you very much for watching, everybody, who is like one person, which is probably me. So, yeah, that's it. I'll put it up on YouTube's too, obviously. But I'm going to get the hop out of here. Thank you very much for watching tonight. Leave your comments, like, comment, subscribe. Don't say that. That's a YouTuber statement. Don't say that. It's not cool. It's not cool, man. Anyway, that's it. Stop streaming.